Every single product you touch, from your morning coffee to the phone in your hand, gets to you through this massive, pretty much invisible system. That system is distribution, and it is the absolute backbone of global commerce. It's an engine that's always supposed to be running, but right now, it's really sputtering under the weight of modern complexity. So let's break down what's really going on here.
This quote right here gets to the heart of the whole thing. Success in distribution isn't about some flashy marketing campaign or aggressive sales tactics. Not at all. It's a high-stakes game of chess, played with inventory all across the globe. And the winners? They're the ones who make the smartest moves. Period.
Now, what's really interesting is just how different this world is from the retail that we all know and see every day. I mean, we think about shelves being stocked in a local store, but distributors, they're thinking about network-wide availability, and these things called contractual service level agreements, or SLAs. And these are basically ironclad promises they have to keep about delivery times and making sure stuff is in stock. They're not running BOGO promotions. They're orchestrating these incredibly complex flows between dozens of warehouses, often across international borders. It's a whole different ballgame.
So if distribution is this unique and incredibly complex beast, it kind of follows that the old ways of managing it are, well, they're starting to crack under the pressure. Let's dig into exactly where those breaking points are showing up.
It's a pretty simple question, right? But the answers are anything but. Today's global economy has just thrown this whole series of compounding challenges at distributors, and it all really boils down to two major unpredictable forces: supply and demand.
Okay, first, let's talk about supply. Most distributors today rely heavily on international suppliers, and that means long and, more importantly, super uncertain lead times. A shipment can get stuck in a congested port for weeks, delayed by customs, or get completely sideswiped by a geopolitical event happening halfway around the world. Predictability has just gone right out the window.
And then on the other side of the coin, you have demand. But we're not talking about smooth, predictable consumer demand. No, this is indirect demand from other big businesses, retailers, hospitals, manufacturers who have their own volatility to deal with. So what distributors see are these huge, lumpy orders, sudden cancellations, and they have almost zero visibility into what their customers are actually going to need next month. It's like trying to drive while looking in the rearview mirror.
And this is where you see the domino effect in action. It all starts with one inaccurate signal about demand. That leads you to import the wrong amount of product. Now, that inventory gets stranded in the wrong country, which of course means you can't meet a customer's commitment somewhere else. The only way to fix it? Expensive expediting, which just eats away at your margins. One tiny mistake at the beginning creates this massive financial headache at the end.
So here's the crucial takeaway. The network itself needs to react in near real time to all this chaos. But the decision-making, which is often done manually with spreadsheets and old data, is just way too slow. And that gap, the one between how fast you need to respond and how fast you can respond, that's the absolute core of the crisis.
Okay, so the old model of spreadsheets and static yearly plans is clearly broken. And to fix it, you need more than just a new tool. It actually requires a fundamental shift in how we think about the entire purpose of distribution. This right here is the key. It's not enough anymore to just execute tasks, move a box from point A to point B. The real goal now is to continuously optimize, to make the absolute best possible decision at every single moment, weighing all the trade-offs across the entire global network.
So how in the world do you make millions of these optimal decisions every single day? You just can't do it with human planners alone. It's impossible. You need a new kind of intelligence layer. And this is where something called autonomous optimization comes into play.
An autonomous optimization model, or AOM for short, is essentially a brain for the entire distribution network. Think of it as a central intelligence that is constantly sensing what's happening out there, evaluating all the possible trade-offs between cost and service, recommending the best move, and, this is the critical part, learning from the results so it gets smarter over time.
And this whole process isn't some one-time fix. It's a continuous, always-on cycle. The AOM is always watching. It senses a disruption, it instantly evaluates the trade-offs, like is it cheaper to expedite the shipment or risk missing a service agreement? Then it recommends the optimal decision. And then it learns from that outcome, so the next time something similar happens, its recommendation is even better.
All right, so we've got this new philosophy and the tech to make it happen. What does that actually look like in the real world? Let's talk about the impact, which is really about a shift from constant, reactive chaos to proactive, intelligent control.
This side-by-side comparison tells the whole story, doesn't it?
You go from these slow, periodic planning meetings to continuous, always-on optimization. You stop the manual firefighting and you move to proactive control. Instead of looking at one warehouse at a time, you get network-wide orchestration. I mean, it is a complete and total transformation in how the business is run.
And the results? They're not abstract or fuzzy. We're talking about huge, measurable improvements to the bottom line. Just look at these numbers. A 35% jump in meeting customer commitments, a 25% improvement in how efficiently you use your money, and a 30% reduction in stockouts. These are absolutely game-changing figures.
Let's just break those down for a second. Imagine improving your ability to meet those critical promises to your most important customers by up to 45%. I mean, that's how you build rock-solid trust and protect your revenue.
Or what about this? A reduction of up to 40% in stockouts, simply because your inventory is finally in the right place at the right time. No more having way too much product sitting in Germany and not nearly enough in France.
And finally, the financial impact, which is just massive. A 20 to 30% increase in working capital efficiency means you're unlocking millions of dollars that were previously just stuck, sitting on shelves as excess inventory. That's cash you can now use to grow the business.
So when you add all of this up, it becomes crystal clear that this isn't just about being a little more efficient. This is about creating a whole new kind of competitive advantage in the market.
I love this quote because it really captures the philosophical leap here. Trying to rigidly control a chaotic global network is fragile. It's always going to break. But a system that can intelligently and continuously rebalance itself in response to change, that's resilient. That's powerful.
So the strategic shift is really profound. You stop managing physical things, warehouses, and shipments, and you start orchestrating an intelligent, self-learning network. And the result isn't just some short-term gain. It's a durable, long-term competitive advantage that's built on superior service, lower cost, and just unmatched reliability.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. As we look to the future, are the most successful companies going to be the ones with the most warehouses and the biggest fleet of trucks? Or will they be the ones, big or small, who have the smartest system making the decisions? As technology keeps accelerating, I think the answer is becoming clearer every single day.